Jan here for Raghouse Media and Authentic Culture Network at Sunset Gower Studios here in Hollywood. We have amazing guests in studio to the right of me. Ladies and gentlemen, Effie Passero of American Idol.
Hi, guys.
She is here to perform, but before we get into all that and all her amazingness and all her accomplishments and success, I'd like to introduce our co-hosts, Vanessa Silberman.
Woohoo.
Hey, what's up?
And Carissa Johnson.
Hey.
Those two also are amazing musicians. The only non-musician in the house is Yo. Just kidding. So I'm just the messenger. So Effie, please tell us what is your background, and then I know Vanessa and Carissa have a few questions for you.
Okay, so I've been singing and playing music since I was 5. I started in musical theater. I auditioned for Broadway for a few years when I was a young kid. We lived in Florida, so we would take planes to New York all the time. And then I studied opera for 12 years, from 10 to about 22. And that was kind of the game changer, and that definitely helped me realize that I really did love music and I wanted to do it forever. But when I finally went to college for it, I realized really quickly that it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do with my life. So then I got into songwriting, and here I am. So
Awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. Vanessa, did you have a...
Yeah, I read somewhere that you were actually born in Downey.
Oh.
Is that correct?
No.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, good old social media.
So, this is why we fact-checked it.
Yes, fact check is key.
So you weren't born in Downey.
No.
So, before moving to LA, you were in Modesto, and then you mentioned Florida. Where were you actually born?
So I was born in, I think, Turlock, California, which is by Modesto.
Yeah, I've actually
okay.
played there before.
Oh, really? Where did you play?
A dive bar on, my very first, tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, that
so-
town, yeah.
It was one strip town. but
Yeah,
anyway,
for
yeah.
sure. No, I was born in Turlock, lived in Modesto, yes, I think. And then moved to Florida when I was 6.
What
and
part
then
of Florida?
moved back- Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's
Oh, okay.
beautiful there.
Yeah. My family lived there for a while, and we moved back when I was 11.
Back to Modesto.
Yeah.
And you've been in Modesto ever since.
Well, I went to college at Cal State Fullerton.
Oh, there we
yeah.
go.
Okay, so
Okay.
maybe there was some cross, and
Or
maybe I didn't read
I
it.
went to Downey High School. Maybe somebody was reading.
Oh,
it
that's
on my
it.
face.
Maybe that's why.
You
okay.
silly folks, messing up everything.
Or maybe I misread it. Okay, so you went to school in.
Southern California.
Yeah, I
Okay.
went. I graduated when I was 17, so I started college a little bit early. So from 18 to 19 and a half, I was at Cal State Fullerton, and then I dropped out.
Mhm.
I just couldn't do the opera thing anymore.
The
Yeah,
opera thing.
that's
Jeez.
hardcore studying as far as vocals and stuff.
I'm very, very grateful to have studied it because my voice can last 4 hours, and I know how to take care of it, and I just know a lot of things are very beneficial to everything I do. But there was no creativity to it. You kind of had to sing the aria the same way 400 women have sung it before you. And, if Mozart wrote it that way, that's how he wanted it sung. And it was just, I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
I didn't enjoy it. And the practice rooms were open 24 hours a day. So I would just go in there, and instead of rehearsing my music, I'd be writing 7 songs a day. And I was just so inspired to just write. So eventually, I just dropped out. And obviously, it was also really expensive too. I couldn't live there. I was working 2 jobs and then go to school, not enjoy the school. It was a smorgasbord of things. But yeah.
Super busy.
Mhm.
For any, let's say, hopeful songwriters or artists out there, musicians, as far as advice that you could give them, when you perform, do you always do warm-ups? Is there any other advice in terms of all your schooling that you might have taken away from the opera stuff that, all right, if you're a singer who's just starting out, what would you suggest?
If you're a singer who's just starting out, you definitely want to practice every day, maybe every other day, whatever's good. Don't force yourself to do something. If it's hard for you to really get into the practice of continuously practicing, start out small, and then look up. You can do easy trills, stuff. Or you could just do scales, just like 1 or 2 warm-ups a day or every other day until you're more comfortable with what your voice can do. Work your way up the scale, work your way down, see what your range is. But just be open to learning and continuously learning. I am actually starting vocal lessons again because there's just always more that you can do. And
Totally, always something that you can learn,
and
no matter what
it's just
level.
good to keep yourself open to that mindset. So it's very important. So no, just keep going. You gotta practice. Always test your limits. And if you're a songwriter in general, write every day, even if you only get a line down. Some of my best songs are a map of like 30 different songs that I tried to write at one point. So it's just good to keep the juices going.
Those are super great tips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to think about. I don't practice, so I don't anymore. So I mean, I'm just thinking of when I got started. When I have a gig, I'll warm up in the shower and then I'm good to go. Cause like I just drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of tea. And I do drink a lot of coffee, and people say that dehydrates your voice, but everybody's different. Some people can't drink milk before they perform. I could eat a tub of ice cream and be fine. So you just have to find what works for you. So don't sit down in front of a computer and read tips and take everything to heart. You have to take everything with a grain of salt.
And see what works
and
for
see
you.
what works for
Yeah.
you personally. Every voice is different. Every body is different. It took me a while to realize that I'm not going to sing like you or you. Like, everybody is different.
Totally.
So it's just
Everyone
mindset.
has a different time for warm-ups, or I've heard that your vocals have muscle memory, so you could do warm-ups earlier in the day and later play a show, and your voice would be right back on track if you did a little something.
Yeah, that's kind of how mine works.
That's
is
like how my
I'm
brain
grateful.
works right now. When you get older.
And thankfully, I don't do a lot of singing early in the morning, too. So by the time my gig comes, it's like
warmed up.
6. So I've done enough talking, and I'm good to go. I didn't even need to warm up. So, yeah, it's just everybody's different, and it just takes time to become one with yourself.
Right. Carissa, did you have something to...
Yeah, so it sounds like you draw inspiration from a lot of different genres of music, or a lot of
Yes.
different types of sounds and artists.
Mm-hmm.
Going from being classically trained to jazz music to singer-songwriter. Do you have any specific goals of, like, any particular artist or songwriter or producer that you would love to work with, who's just kind of like, that person would be so cool to work with?
Tori Amos.
Ooh.
And
Good
yeah,
choice.
she's been my like biggest draw of inspiration, especially piano wise. Since I was young, my first my first vocal teacher ever, I was like 8, handed me Little Earthquakes, which is like the best album. And it was the first album I really ever listened to, and I still to this day just love it with every fiber of my being. And
That was my favorite when I was in high school.
Oh my
when
God.
you were 8, you said.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
so cool.
she is incredible.
Awesome.
And
The way she plays piano too, she sits side saddle
she,
on her
it's
she
just
every
stupid.
casual.
Or
It's
she
alright.
could like do it crouched down,
She
or
can
like
Uh-huh.
play pianos at the same time. feel
it's
like I've
just
seen her do
stupid.
that.
Oh,
yeah,
she's-
she's very talented, and
Yeah.
I just absolutely gifted. And then in terms of like, I really want to work with Pharrell. That guy is like a legend. I don't know, because when I think about the music I write, I don't feel like it'd be anything he would work with, but if someday I just happen to be on a project and Pharrell is working on it, I would just die.
Kendrick Lamar I could see you with. That would
that'd
be
be
a cool,
dope.
cool
Or like
pair
J.
up.
Cole.
Very different.
I would love to work with J. Cole because he's got a lot of jazzy background in his music, so that would be cool to be like some weird doodlings over his stuff. But there's a few people here and there that I would just really, really... Paul McCartney.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, please don't die anytime soon. Like, I just really want to work with you.
Or after you perform with Effie. So Effie Passero here for Raghouse Media Authentic Culture Network at Sunset Gower Studios. What do you have? We are actually going to be blessed and by a gift from her. She's going to perform right now. What song will you be performing for us?
I am going to sing my song Sarsaparilla, and it is... I haven't decided yet, but I think it's going to be the opening song on my album, so I just wanted to give you an idea of how the album's going to be. So, yeah. Okay, go.
Yeah.
Hazy morning got me writing all my songs for you. And if you could say I should come your way, well, I would come running through the wind and rain. The heat of your breath rushing down my skin, the taste of your kiss lately on my lips. Sarsaparilla with a hint of vanilla got my heart racing like wild horses. Sarsaparilla with a hint of vanilla like October rain. Make me alive. And I know I got to be strong, baby. And I know that it won't be long, baby, till I see you again, and I pull you in. Sarsaparilla with a hint of vanilla got my heart racing like wild horses. Sarsaparilla with a hint of vanilla like October rain. Make me alive again.
Wow. Effie Passero. That was amazing. I teared up. And yeah, that was really that's like one of those songs.
So good. Such use,
Thank
like
you.
great use of your vocals, like, and just where you were going, jumping from mids to your high voice, and like
Thanks.
so
It
good.
pulled seriously like everything in me, and like it like pulled it out.
Oh,
It was
thank
really
you.
awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Effie Passero, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let her say her goodbyes and any plugs you would like to tell your fans.
Thank you for tuning in, first of all. I really, really appreciate every single kind word that I've gotten. I appreciate every one of you guys today. This whole journey has been quite the ride, and it's still going. And I just want to give one more just go for it piece of advice. If you're sitting at home and you're contemplating going for a music career, just do it. If you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your soul, you gotta try. Just do it, and it'll make you happy, and that's what's most important. I have a few shows coming up. June 9th, I'm going to be singing at Albuquerque Pride, woohoo, with Journey, who is another contestant with me on the show, and she's fantastic as well. And then June 10th, I might be playing at Bar Lubitsch in West Hollywood. Still waiting on details, so if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I will be telling everybody if that's going on. My handle is at Effie Passero, EFFIEPASSERO. And I'm playing June 15th at Hotel Cafe. Still waiting on details as well.
In
for that.
LA.
In LA. So I have a few shows, and if you follow me, I try my best to keep everybody updated. So thank you again for all of your support, and I hope you continue to ride this ride with me. I got some music coming out hopefully by fall, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.